What's going on, everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to be going over all of Kerillian's level 30 talents and ranking them accordingly. First off, in D tier, I've got Blade Dancer. Dashing through enemies causes them to bleed for significant damage over time. Right out of the gate, this is a lie. You pretty much have to put the power boost from Focus Spirit on if you want to even kill, like, the most basic trash enemies on Cataclysm. Oh, and did I mention it doesn't do any bleed damage to armored units? Yeah, you think when you're running Blade Dancer and you're dashing through Storm Vermin and Chaos Warriors that you're hurting them? Not the case, sorry. Not only is the damage stupidly low on this talent, it also teaches bad habits as you are kind of encouraged to literally dash right through a horde away from your team and kind of putting you in a bad position. You're going to take hits and you're not going to kill the things that you're dashing through. Also in D tier is Ironbark Thicket. Increases the duration of the Thorn wall to 10 seconds. So yeah, Sister of the Thorn's wall ult, it just is up there for 10 seconds. You can't attack through it, it slows you down when you move through it. Yeah, it keeps the enemies away from you, but most of the time this talent is just going to be a nuisance. It lasts way too long and it doesn't have any kind of other element to it, which in my opinion makes it never, ever, ever worth running. Bumping up to C tier, I've got Shadowstep. Infiltrate causes Kerillian to blink forward, passing through enemies. So this ult is similar to that of Cloak of Pain, where it is, a big damage monster killer, except for some reason you dash, but you have the same amount of stealth time. What this ends up doing is it makes it a lot harder to position yourself, because a lot of your invisibility time is kind of used while you're dashing. Whereas with something like Cloak of Pain, you can just walk where you want to go, and it's a lot easier to position yourself. I really don't like this talent at all, and I wanted to put it in D tier, but I kind of have to bump it up a little bit in C tier because you can do some decent damage with it. It actually kills stuff on like Blade Dancer. It's just super inconvenient to use. So even though it's in C tier, I still don't think it's a good talent at all. Cruising right along to B tier, I've got Black Venom Thicket. When Thorn Wall expires, poisonous thorns explode outward, causing nearby enemies to take 20% more damage for 10 seconds. So like we just mentioned with Ironbark Thicket, it's still a wall, you can't attack through it, it slows you down, it's still annoying. But there is some utility here because when it goes away, it staggers everything quite a lot. It kind of knocks them on their ass, no matter what enemy they are. And on top of that, anything that's staggered is going to be hit with this little poison cloud that makes them take 20% more damage for 10 seconds. That's a long time and a significant amount of damage. Also, it only lasts for 6 seconds, so it's not too bad. Also in B tier, I have Piercing Shot. True Shot Volley fires one piercing shot, dealing heavy damage. Headshot refunds 100% cooldown. Now on paper, yeah, this probably looks like the best talent ever. And if you're a god among men and you can hit every single headshot that you ever set out to hit, then yeah, it's great and totally viable. However, for the vast majority of people, this isn't the case. Most people aren't even going to hit 50% of the piercing shot attempts that they try. In my opinion, Waystalker's a range class that is primarily focused on dealing with specials. She's not a monster killer. And while of course she can help out with this ult, I don't find it to be necessary. It is for these reasons I kind of feel like piercing shot is a bit of a noob trap. It's fun and I like to use it from time to time, but it's not very practical unless you're just really stinking good with it. Jumping up to A tier, I've got Kurnos Reward. Killing a special or elite with True Flight restores 30% ammunition. With the simple push of a button, you can fill your entire stores of ammo back up. So for all you players out there that love to be range heavy and range focused, this is a pretty good talent for you. Because I just can't stop talking about Waystalker, we're gonna go with Loaded Bow, also here in A tier. True Flight Volley fires an additional arrow. When people say Waystalker is an F to win class, this is kind of what they mean. Loaded Bow on its own, just kind of naturally how it is, can already take out a good amount of elites and even more berserkers. But the kicker with this ult is that it works with Bloodshot, and while that's active, it's going to double the amount of arrows that Loaded Bow throws out, going from 4 to like 8. You simply melee kill something and push F and watch everything disappear before your eyes. It is an insanely good elite, berserker, special killer. Hell, it could even work on a horde. I mean, this is a really, really good talent, and I think a staple of Waystalker. Also in A tier, I've got Power from Payne. Each enemy hit with a dash grants 5% crit chance per 15 seconds, and stacks 5 times. And even though this ult has some of the similar problems that Blade Dancer does with positioning and kind of getting hit, you know, it at least gives you the means to be able to kill the horde which you are dashing into. It's a low cooldown and it's got a really good synergy potential, which is too great to ignore. This is a very good talent. And our final A tier talent today is Cloak of Pain. Hitting an enemy under the effect of infiltrate does not break stealth, second attack does not grant a damage bonus, and only trigger once. This is essentially the better version of Shadowstep. It doesn't have this dumb dash in it, it allows you just to walk where you want to go and do massive amounts of damage. But the best part about it is you get to keep your stealth after your first attacks. With the right weapon in hand, it absolutely shreds against monsters. And now we move up to S tier, the creme de la creme, the 3 best talents that Elf has. The first one belongs to Sister of the Thorn, that is Bloodrazor Thicket. Increases Thorn Wall's eruption damage and makes it apply a bleed, but lowers the size and duration. Now, I believe this ult is one of the reasons why people think that Sister of the Thorn is broken. This ult, it does good initial damage, but then afterwards it does like an absolute metric fuckload of bleed damage, and on top of that it gives you 3 crits, and on top of that you can use it like 3 times in a row. It's just an insanely strong monster killing, elite killing, horde busting, you know, hyper density redding ult. Next up in S tier, I've got Gift Ladriel. Kerillian disappears from enemy perception for 2 seconds after using dash. This is the ultimate clutch talent. It's a staple of the Handmaiden class, and it is useful in any scenario. It's got a really low cooldown, and it's just absolutely perfect. Pretty much every way, whatever she wants to do. This is a very nice clutch talent. And that brings us to our final S tier talent today, my personal favorite of all the elf talents, Cloak of Mist. Cooldown is reduced by 45% after leaving stealth. Kerillian gains 100% melee crit chance for 4 seconds. No longer gains the damage bonus on attacking. So she loses the big monster damage, she loses the crit on the first hit, but her cooldown is reduced severely, like 25-30 seconds, something like that. I absolutely love Cloak of Mist because it can do it all. As I just mentioned, you have clutch potential and you have the damage. All of this on a pretty reasonable cooldown makes it so much fun to use. Mwah, chef's kiss to you, Cloak of Mist. And that's my list, guys. In S tier I had Cloak of Mist, Gift of Ladriel, and Bloodrazor Thicket. In A tier I had Cloak of Pain, Power from Payne, Loaded Bow, and Kurnoth's Reward. In B tier I had Piercing Shot and Black Venom Thicket. In C tier I had Shadowstep, and in D tier I had Ironbark Thicket and Blade Dancer. Guys, if you like this video, feel free to subscribe to this channel, leave a like, leave a comment. I also have a Discord and a Twitch channel. Links to those will be in the description down below. Let me know what you thought about this list. If you agreed, disagreed, what would you change? I would love to hear about that.